There's a difference between what we want and what we're ready for. We live in a world that teaches us to go after everything fast, fast love, fast success, fast answers. But when it comes to soulmates, God doesn't operate according to deadlines. He works through development. We plan dates on calendars, but God prepares moments in eternity. That's why divine timing often looks like delay, feels like denial, and sometimes hurts like rejection. But it's none of those. It's redirection, refinement, and revelation. You might think you're ready because you're lonely. You might believe you've done the work because you've read the books and listened to the sermons. But God isn't looking at your checklist. He's looking at your character. You want partnership, but are you healed? You want loyalty, but have you learned how to be whole alone? Because divine timing isn't just about meeting the right person. It's about becoming the right person. God's timing is sacred because it's strategic. When it feels like he's late, it's only because he's still preparing the situation, or more often, preparing you. Sometimes the person he has for you is still growing. Sometimes you're still growing, and if he gave you that connection too soon, what was meant to bless you could break you. You might mishandle the very person you were born to build with simply because your heart wasn't mature enough yet. Divine timing protects you from premature possession. We're conditioned to equate waiting with wasting, but in God's kingdom, waiting is training. It's not passive, it's preparational. It's when he teaches you how to discern truth from temptation, how to find peace in being alone, and how to love without attachment or control. That kind of training isn't romantic, but it's necessary. Because without it, you'll settle. You'll grab onto the first person who makes you feel seen instead of waiting for the one who truly sees you. Your personal plans might say, I want to be married by 30, but God's divine calendar says, I want you to be healed before you get hurt again. Your plans might include the perfect wedding, but God's divine will is about the partnership, not the party. Divine timing doesn't care about your age, your pressure, your family's opinions, or the timeline society has sold you. It only cares about alignment, and alignment can't be rushed. Divine timing also includes divine separation. There will be people you thought were the one who walk away. There will be seasons when you feel forgotten, overlooked, or behind. That's not punishment, it's protection. God closes doors that lead to dead ends. He pauses connections that distract from your purpose, and he blocks relationships that would cost you more than they're worth. When you understand divine timing, you stop asking when will it happen and start asking what am I becoming in the waiting, because the delay isn't just about time passing, it's about transformation taking place. Before God reveals anything great in your life, especially someone as significant as your soulmate, he requires preparation. Too many people want the promise without the process. They want to be presented with something divine while still living in patterns that are destructive. But God is not in the business of presenting what's sacred to someone who's still living sloppy. Preparation always comes before presentation. Think about it. You don't just walk into a promotion without first proving you're capable. The same applies in relationships. God prepares your heart, your habits, and your mindset so you can carry the weight of what you're praying for. A soulmate isn't just someone you love. It's someone you grow with, build with, struggle with, and serve with. That kind of relationship demands more than feelings. It demands spiritual, emotional, and mental maturity, and that comes through seasons of preparation. Preparation is often a private process. It happens when no one's watching, when you're tired of being alone, when you're tempted to settle, when you're triggered by your past. It's in those moments that God is training your patience, deepening your identity, and cleansing the residue of old wounds. It's not glamorous, but it's growth. You start to notice how you handle conflict, how you speak to yourself, how you treat people who can't benefit you. These are the details God focuses on, not because he's keeping you from love, but because he's building you for lasting love. Sometimes the preparation comes through heartbreak. You thought that person was the one. only to find yourself picking up the pieces of a broken expectation, but even in that pain there's purpose. God uses disappointment to dig deep into the areas of you that still need healing. He exposes the wounds you've ignored, the patterns you've repeated, and the walls you've built around your heart. In doing so, he makes space not just for another person, but for real, healthy, transformational connection. Preparation also means learning how to be whole by yourself. If you're looking for someone to fix you, complete you, or validate you, you're not ready. You're desperate. And desperation leads to dysfunction. God teaches you how to sit with yourself, how to find joy in your solitude, how to be enough in your own skin, because a soulmate isn't meant to complete you. They're meant to complement the wholeness you've already cultivated. In the preparation season, God will often ask you to focus less on romance and more on purpose. Your calling, your gifts, your relationship with Him, all of these take center stage. Why? Because your soulmate isn't just someone you love, they're someone you fulfill purpose with. They are your teammate in the mission God has given you. If you're not walking in your calling, you may never even cross paths. That's why preparation isn't just about healing. It's about alignment. There are times when you'll wonder if you've been overlooked or forgotten. But in truth, you're just being developed. You're in the shadows, not because you've been hidden away, but because you're being sharpened. When it comes to meeting your soulmate, many people focus on attraction. They look for someone who makes their heart race, whose smile lights up the room, or whose chemistry feels undeniable. But attraction, while powerful, is only the surface. What truly matters and what lasts is alignment. Because God's way of introducing you to your soulmate isn't based on fleeting feelings. It's based on deep, purposeful connection. Attraction can spark a relationship, but alignment sustains it. Attraction is about what you see and feel in the moment. Alignment is about shared values, shared vision, and shared destiny. It's the invisible thread that ties two souls together beyond the physical, emotional, or even intellectual. When two people are aligned, their lives move in the same direction. Their goals, beliefs, and priorities harmonize in a way that creates unity rather than division. Imagine two people who are deeply attracted but completely out of sync in their life paths. One is driven by career success, the other by spiritual growth. One wants to travel the world, the other wants to settle down early. Without alignment, those differences create friction, frustration, and eventual separation. But when two people are aligned, even their differences become strengths because they share a foundation strong enough to support growth and compromise. Alignment starts within you. It's about understanding who you are, your values, your purpose, your non-negotiables, and refusing to settle for anything less than someone who complements that. It requires clarity, self-awareness, and sometimes tough boundaries. God doesn't just want you to find someone who likes you. He wants you to find someone who fits you, the missing piece that completes your puzzle without forcing the shape. Soulmates don't come into your life by accident. They come through divine orchestration designed to walk with you on the path God has set. Alignment means your dreams and theirs don't compete. They cooperate. Your faith and theirs don't divide. They unite. Your family values, your emotional rhythms, your ways of loving, they resonate. That's why you might feel deeply connected to someone who doesn't fit the attractive mold society tells you to chase, because attraction fades but alignment grows. When God introduces you to your soulmate, you don't have to convince yourself to love them. There's an undeniable sense of rightness that goes beyond passion. It's a peace in the chaos, a calm in the storm. Alignment feels like coming home, like two rivers flowing into the same ocean. It's not just about feeling good together, it's about growing together, healing together, and serving together. Alignment also protects you. It's a safeguard against settling for less just because you're lonely or afraid. When you focus on alignment, you learn to recognize red flags and warning signs that attraction alone might blind you to. It helps you wait for what's best, not just what's available. Attraction might ignite the fire, but alignment is the fuel that keeps it burning. It turns infatuation into partnership, passion into commitment, and romance into legacy. When God brings two souls into alignment, He's not just introducing them, He's preparing them to walk a journey that's bigger than either could imagine alone. Before God allows you to step into the testimony of meeting your soulmate, He often leads you through a season of tests. These tests aren't meant to discourage or punish you. Rather, they're designed to strengthen, refine, and prepare you for the blessing that's coming. Just like gold must go through fire to become pure, your heart must be tested before it's ready to receive the love that's meant to last a lifetime. Tests come in many forms. Sometimes it's heartbreak, the kind that shatters your expectations and leaves you questioning if love is even real. Sometimes it's loneliness, that deep ache of longing that no distraction can fill. Other times it's delay, the waiting that stretches longer than you thought possible, making you wonder if you'll ever meet your person. But these tests serve a divine purpose. They build endurance, character, and wisdom. When you face heartbreak, you're not just experiencing pain, you're learning. You learn what real love is not, so you can recognize what real love should be. You learn to heal wounds instead of hiding them, to forgive rather than hold grudges. The heartbreak teaches you to guard your heart, but not to close it off. It teaches you vulnerability paired with discernment. Without these lessons, you might enter into a relationship with past hurts that destroy the future. Loneliness is another test that prepares you to love deeply and freely. It challenges you to find joy within yourself, to cultivate peace in solitude, and to understand your own worth apart from anyone else's validation. When you pass this test, you no longer chase love out of neediness or fear. Instead, you welcome love as an addition to your already whole life. This kind of self-sufficiency attracts healthy relationships because you're no longer dependent, you're complete. The test of delay is perhaps one of the most difficult because it challenges your patience and faith. Waiting often feels like watching grass grow. It's slow, frustrating, and seemingly pointless. But in that waiting, God is doing a work behind the scenes. He's aligning circumstances, growing your heart, and orchestrating the perfect timing that only He knows. Delay is not denial, it's preparation disguised as postponement. Tests also expose the areas where you need growth. They reveal patterns of fear, insecurity, or pride that you might not have noticed. They force you to confront your weaknesses and lean into your strengths. The process can be uncomfortable, but it's necessary. You can't build a strong foundation on shaky ground. God uses these tests to stabilize your foundation so that when your soulmate arrives, your relationship is built to last. Each test is a chapter in your story that shapes the testimony you will eventually share. The pain, the waiting, and the lessons are all part of the journey to the moment when you stand and declare how God brought you together. The testimony isn't just about meeting your soulmate, it's about who you became in the process of waiting for them. So these tests are not setbacks, they are setups for the breakthrough, for the blessing, and for the beautiful story that's still being written. They teach you resilience, deepen your faith, and prepare your heart to receive a love that reflects something far greater than just human affection. One of the most powerful truths about meeting your soulmate is that obedience opens the door. It's not luck, coincidence, or just being in the right place at the right time. It's about listening, responding, and moving when you sense a higher call guiding your steps. When you choose obedience, especially when it's hard, confusing, or inconvenient, you're stepping into alignment with the divine plan that leads you to your person. Obedience is a daily choice. It might start small, saying yes to a new opportunity, stepping outside your comfort zone, or letting go of a relationship or habit that no longer serves you. But these small acts build momentum. They position you to receive what you're waiting for. Doors begin to open, not because you forced them, but because you walked through the ones you were led to first. Many people wait for love while staying stuck in the same patterns, places, and mindsets. They want something new but resist change. They pray for direction but ignore the nudges that come in whispers or through circumstances. But obedience is about trust. It's about believing that even when the path isn't clear, moving forward is better than standing still. Every step you take in faith opens a door you didn't even know was there. Obedience often means surrender. It means putting aside your plans, your timing, and your preferences. You might be called to move cities, change jobs, or simply say yes to an invitation you'd normally decline. It's in these moments of surrender that you position yourself to meet someone who's been waiting for you too, because divine introductions don't happen by accident. They happen by design. The truth is, God's plan for your love life is woven into the bigger picture of your purpose. You don't just meet your soulmate as a random event. You meet them on the path you're meant to walk, the path of your calling, your growth, and your destiny. Obedience keeps you on that path. It protects you from distractions, detours, and dead ends that could delay or derail the blessing meant for you. Sometimes obedience requires patience. It means waiting when you want to rush. It means trusting when you want to control. It means saying no to what feels easy in order to say yes to what feels right. And though it might not always be comfortable, obedience opens spiritual doors that no amount of effort or human planning can unlock. Obedience also teaches you to hear and respond to the small, quiet prompts that many overlook. It's often in the details, taking a different route home, attending that event you almost skipped, reaching out to someone unexpected, that the divine connections happen. These moments may seem insignificant, but they're the keyholes to the doors where your soulmate awaits. Ultimately, obedience transforms you. It shapes your character, deepens your faith, and aligns your heart with the love that's coming. When you obey, you're not just opening doors for a relationship. You're opening doors to a higher version of yourself, ready to love fully and receive fully. One of the most overlooked truths in the journey to meeting your soulmate is this: purpose is the magnet. You might be searching for love in all the wrong places, looking for someone to fill a void, to complete you, or to fix what feels broken. But true, lasting love doesn't come from desperation or need. It comes when you're fully engaged in your God-given purpose. Purpose attracts the right people, and most importantly, it attracts the right person. When you're focused on purpose, you're aligned with who you're meant to be. You know your value, your vision, and the contribution you're here to make. This kind of clarity creates a powerful energy, a magnetic force that draws people into your life, not out of chance, but because of divine design. Your purpose acts like a beacon, signaling to your soulmate that you're ready for partnership on a higher level. Purpose is not just about what you do, it's about who you are becoming. It's the habits you develop, the mindset you cultivate, and the character you build. When you're growing in these areas, you naturally attract people who match your frequency. These are people who respect your journey, support your dreams, and challenge you to be your best self. Your soulmate is not just someone who loves you. They are someone who walks purpose with you. Many people try to prioritize relationships first, thinking love will give them meaning, but love without purpose can be unstable and unfulfilling. When two people come together with purpose as their foundation, their relationship becomes a partnership of growth, impact, and mutual encouragement. Purpose fuels passion, commitment, and resilience in ways that attraction alone never can. Purpose also gives you patience and perspective in the waiting season. Instead of feeling incomplete or rushed, you're engaged in meaningful work that prepares you for the right relationship. You become less focused on finding someone and more focused on being someone. This shift is crucial because God doesn't just want to bring you a soulmate. He wants to bring you a soulmate who complements the mission He has placed on your life. When you live in purpose, your soulmate is often attracted to the same calling. You'll find that your paths naturally cross because you're moving toward the same goals. This alignment isn't accidental, it's intentional. Purpose creates a shared vision that strengthens your bond and provides direction for your journey together. Purpose also guards your heart. When you know who you are and what you're about, you're less likely to settle for less than you deserve. You develop the wisdom to recognize what aligns with your calling and what distracts from it. This discernment protects you from relationships that would hinder your growth or pull you off course. In essence, purpose is the invisible force that pulls your soulmate toward you. It's the foundation on which strong, enduring love is built. The more you embrace your purpose, the more you step into the fullness of who you are, and the more you become irresistible to the person who's meant to walk beside you. In every step of this journey, from trusting divine timing, embracing preparation, seeking alignment over mere attraction, enduring tests, choosing obedience, to pursuing your purpose, you're being shaped for a love that's greater than you can imagine. Meeting your soulmate is not just about finding the right person, it's about becoming the right person. It's about walking a path designed with intention and faith. When you surrender to this process, trust the unseen, and keep moving forward with purpose, the door to your soulmate will open naturally, because love, true love, is never random. It's a divine appointment waiting for you to show up ready.